I hate when this happens. Nice people who have worked on the game for last few years and poured everything into it gave me early review key and said, cover the game whenever you want, we just hope you like it. But then I don't like it and have to make a video on why that is the case. If this was established to AA or especially AAA studio, I could care less. But I love great underdog story and am hoping for it each time new indie title is played, it is going to be the underdog of all underdogs. Don't get me wrong, Lost Eidolons is not bad, it is just painfully average. Rarely have I wanted to like a game like I wanted this one, due to being first game from a studio. Maybe my critique helps them in further development, as I think they have potential to create something great. Played Lost Eidolons for about 15 hours, so consider this video as early review, but not full one. Game should most likely become a bit more interesting later with added classes and abilities, but same downfalls will remain. First I have to commend how good characters and armor sets look, considering this is Unity engine. Phenomenal, really. Even faces look good. Voice acting is also good for an indie game. Dialogue is different story. Even though bits of dialogue are interesting and funny, it all happens at way too slow pace. At first it is not an issue, but soon camp opens up where you can walk around and talk with a bunch of people. Through talk, new side quests are unlocked, usually boring camp chores, and bonds with companions are strengthened. There is so much talking to be done though. I couldn't take it anymore and started skipping everything but chapter 6. Whole camp thing done like this, meaning third person, kills completely game spacing, as camp activities are gonna take same amount of time as full battle. Granted, devs noticed immediately camp is going to be a problem, so allowed for fast travel to any location or NPC at any time. Great idea, that only softens little bit whole tediousness that is camp. By far worst part of the game that takes so much time, at least 30% of my whole playthrough was camp after it has been unlocked. Camp could have been sorted in simple menu that allows fast access to everything, from gear management to instant NPC talk. That way everything would happen much faster and we could move forward to missions faster. It still wouldn't fix slog, that is dialogue, but it would be a step in better direction. So battles then. They are done well for the most part, definitely better part of the two. Played the game on hard and it really is hard. There is also hardcore option where fallen allies don't appear in future fights anymore, but I would advise to avoid it at the moment, as game is not balanced enough around that option, especially on hard. Every minor detail in battles make huge difference, because enemies hit same as your boys and girls, and 2 to 3 hits usually means bye-bye character. AI is quite competent and will target low HP soldiers and people of interest, that leads to easy game over. It is a bit of a problem at times because allies can't be controlled, so they will frequently run into fray, which enemy AI is gladly going to use to their advantage. AI is also competently going to target advantageous circumstances like height advantage and better weapon against certain armor type. Game uses simple system where axes are good against plate armor, swords against leather armor, and spears and bows against cloth. Benefits of using the system are massive. On hard you have to utilize it, otherwise AI is gonna smash you so hard your basement dwelling ass will finally go out, if only to scream for your mama. Sounds punishing, right? It is. Thankfully there is undo option that can be used 5 times per battle that helps a lot with fixing tiny unavoidable mistakes. I like challenging difficulty, and for the most part this game brings it how it should. However, devs fucked it up when they put non-controllable characters that upon death trigger game over. Also, I don't like that every fight against Fort starts with us ramming the gates while getting peppered by arrows. No one could think of a better plan outside of dumbest and straightforward one. Forts seem like another great opportunity gone nowhere. Imagine creating a plan before the mission how to breach with main force distracting while another army attempted to make hole in the wall, while another army trying to bring ladders stealthily or something like that. That would be very interesting strategically. Tactical turn-based RPGs I absolutely love, but they tend to become boring without proper mixture of stuff that can keep it engaging. Mainly testing new upgrades, army compositions, aesthetic changes to new equipment, different challenges and interesting encounters through various animations that can keep combat diverse and engaging. Unfortunately, in Lost Eidolons you are going to watch same attack animation over and over and over again without any change except the slightest one when it comes to using special abilities. Very minimal change. It is a shame because characters look so good. If they added many different animation types with different body parts that can be targeted in some kind of VATS system from Fallout, with one side having more chance for successful guard where shield is held, but more damage is done if it goes through. Just throwing ideas off the top of my head. Finishing moves are also a must in a game like this. No blood and gore pisses me off a bit too. Transition from battlefield camera to animation cutscene is seamless and is done fantastic. What I like is addition of background army during cutscenes, battling and chanting. Those are kind of details I'm talking about, and game needs far more ideas like that. Another really great tactical addition is environment that can be used in combination with elemental magic like in Divinity Original Sin. For example, set bush on fire and let enemy in it take damage each turn as long as it is there. Drench enemy and then freeze them in place. Again, these things are needed to make gameplay more engaging and diverse. What I noticed immediately is lack of ambush, flank and backstab mechanic. That is basic stuff that should be added, that would add more tactical depth. I also don't like the fact archers have such short range. Line of sight doesn't seem to have any relevance as well. Battlefield gameplay is little too basic for my liking, but quite challenging, which I do like. I believe game needs much more in terms of detail to retain interest of playing through the whole thing. Interest for me dwindled completely upon reaching chapter 9, especially when I knew after fight I have to get back to camp and talk again, and then get back to most likely very similar battle as the previous one. Character progression is something I would have to delve much deeper to see if there is potential for mixing lots of stuff together. Where I stopped playing it seemed quite basic, with soldiers leveling pretty much by themselves without me being able to influence leveling at all. It seems that newly acquired skills depend on class, weapon and armor proficiency, which can then be mixed and matched, but I honestly don't know. Leveling system isn't bad by any means, but it worries me there is not much player input there. Overall, I can't give score to a game I haven't finished while having things going for it and is not utter crap like Valkyrie Elysium. Game is mediocre, and while it does some things good, it also does harakiri with camp and lack of more depth. Devs had good idea, but never really fully explored it. Genuinely feel sadness for not praising products like this, but misleading an audience is not acceptable in my eyes. Not saying you can't like it, far from it. You might like it much more or dislike it much more than me. I'm simply stating facts, what game has in terms of quality and what it is missing. Up to you medieval bastards to decide is the game for you or not. Thanks for watching, and if you want to help the channel further, check out the description for Patreon and subscribe star links.